I wanted to ask if there's anything in particular of advice that you would love to give authors about interviewing.
Oh, so I would say that it's not just the questions you ask, it's how you ask them is so important, and making the other person feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the most important question that you can ask is a question that actually sounds like you're closing the interview, which I always schedule for halfway through the time I have
Mm-hmm.
allotted, which is, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. I've learned so much from you. Is there anything else you think I should know? And letting it hang until it's uncomfortable and letting the other person fill the silence. And this is actually something I learned from someone who used to work for Terry Gross, who is an NPR news show host. And I was at a talk by someone who used to be a producer for her. And she said that she will find that after she asks a question and then just lets it hang, that she gets the most interesting parts of the interview at that point. And I tend to find too that even an interview that feels like taking blood out of a stone, like once I ask that question and I just let it hang and I elevate them to the position of teacher,
Mm-hmm.
which is also something from Robert Cialdini, the marketing psychology expert, the interview can completely turn on that point. And because they've been primed to talk about the topic, even if it's something, as boring as sending invoices, right? Like maybe this is something that they do all the time and nobody has ever asked them about.
Uh-huh.
Then the interview just goes from there and they just take it. And then at that point, all you're doing is steering. And I always want to stress to people that, getting people to open up doesn't mean that you're letting them talk about everything, right? Like you don't want to hear about everything going on in your life. And you can still say, can you go back to that thing you said a minute ago? I want to hear more about whatever it was.
Uh-huh.
Like you're still steering it, but in a way that makes them feel like they are the ones in control of the conversation.